Alrighty. So when we last left off, we had made this game plan of staking out the bathhouse of the current target by the information that Dulabul Lars had actually given you guys, and your fellow party member and self-proclaimed Khajiit had actually started to build up a plan of, well, essentially reconnaissance. Basically, you were to actually watch the person going in and out. Basically, watch his daily routine to see exactly when the perfect time to strike at him would be to remove him from the warlord's arms of power, technically.
Taking out the lieutenant before you go for the head.
And then you guys had went to retire for the night.
I remember it differently.
You got drunk.
Exactly. Why I remember it differently.
Exactly why you remember it differently. But anywho, it is now about 5:45 in the AM. And the very first thing that... Give me a moment here. I'm pulling out my dice. My fun dice. Where are you? I'm just looking for the D20. There you is. Ah! The first thing that Butters hears is a loud cock-a-doodle-doo.
Are you gonna let me out of this fucking room, or do I have to keep running in circles?
You're not allowed out of that room yet.
Well, basically, Butters has the zoomies.
Butters has the zoomies, yes.
Butters is not supposed to be sharing a room with anyone. He did have his own room, and now suddenly he's stuck him in a different room with a person.
There.
He doesn't appreciate. Okay, so it's a loud cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yes. There's a loud cock-a-doodle-doo.
Luckily...
Question, hold on, question. So is Butters in the correct room now, right next to Gregor?
Yes.
Then all night he would have been hearing...
Butters is used to sleeping with noisy things, so he doesn't care. Butters slept on the streets.
Exactamundo. So you don't care about being woken up by a rooster?
He's been woken up by worse things.
Okay.
But still, on principle, where's the free chicken?
Down, it's free.
Where's the free chicken? It's going to be free when he gets done with it. Hey, I killed this. Cook it.
Well, no, it's more like if an animal is going to disclose its... If an edible animal is going to disclose its location freely, that it just screams like it's wanting to die. You know, lore of the jungle. Or
I agree with this wholeheartedly.
Okay. So.
Wait. Does this tavern have windows, like actual glass windows, or just like...
Yes.
Open...
Yes, it does.
Okay. Okay, another question then. Is that common in the Elder Scrolls in this time period?
Actually, for the most part, kinda. Like, certain taverns actually have a select number of glass windows. Not a lot of taverns, but a decent amount of them. Otherwise, they have the wooden panes of windows where you can kind of push it out and look outside, get some fresh air if you need to, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, because I know that, like, in the medieval ages on Earth, most windows were just holes with, like, shutters on them. So I just had this sudden mental image of fucking Butters doing a cat into glass thing. It's like, open window, get the chicken. Thong! The fuck is this shit? But if they're relatively common, he'd know what glass is, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go up to the window, like peer out the window like a chicken.
Okay, so you see a chicken, all right, but it is a lot taller than you were expecting it to be.
Taller?
Yes, taller.
Is it this werewolf?
You know what? Sure, it is this werewolf. Because I forgot. I forgot I put it there.
The fucking wolf just starts going cock-a-doodle-doo. He's like,
Come on, bait.
Points at you.
How the turntables.
The wolf.
Yep.
The wolves are getting smarter.
Every time you look at it, it goes.
But no, that's meant to be a placeholder. I
Okay.
hadn't finished designing the thing yet. But yeah, it's basically a chicken that is about 5 feet tall.
But in all other respects, it's a complete normal chicken.
In all other respects, as far as you know, it is a normal chicken.
Does this window open?
Yes.
He climbs out the window.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Question. Is there a ledge for the so-called cat to climb onto, or is it just a sheer drop to the cellar door?
It's
Yeah.
called I Have a Natural Climbing Speed. Fuck you.
Yeah, he does have a natural climbing speed. He can climb down if he wanted to.
That's nice. He has the. Yeah, he just said he steps out the window. Steps out onto what? The air?
Wall.
I step out onto the wall, obviously. I just fucking walk down it vertically. I'm not awake enough for this gravity bullshit.
He's not awake for gravity to have any effect on him yet.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
that gravity only affects you if you pay attention to the fact that it exists.
You are now in my head a cat version of Wile E. Coyote.
Great, now you just gave me an idea for another campaign.
Yay!
A campaign set completely in the world of cartoons.
Oh, that would be glorious. The only company you can buy equipment from is Acme.
Yep. And
I
I'd
wanna
be
be-
rolling a D100 every time you guys use those items.
I want to be a mixture of Daffy Duck and Scrooge McDuck.
So you want to be a rich asshole.
No. I want to be a rich, indestructible asshole. 'Cause, I mean, come on. How many times has Daffy had his beak blown up, crushed? It got right back up like nothing. Even Wile E. Coyote sometimes is in bandages and casts.
Yep.
Not Daffy. That dude just puts his beak back on, just looks at you like you're a piece of shit.
Except Daffy isn't technically a duck. He's admitted as much himself. He doesn't know what species he is.
He just knows he's very unusual.
He
In
can't
what
fly,
way?
he can't swim, and his beak comes off whenever he just lightly tugs on it.
Either way, I want to be a mixture of Daffy Duck and Scrooge McDuck.
Honestly, after the session, I'll look up the shit because it's football game day and I don't care for football. So I'll probably look this shit up after the session and I'll let you guys know if I can find something that's coherent for me.
Anyway, so since we're
Yes.
technically next to each other in the same room,
Yes.
outside with a 5-foot chicken going cook-a-doodle-doo, does Gregor get woken up by it?
Yes. Because it is a very loud cockadoodle-doo.
He's gonna,
Everyone gets woken up.
He's just gonna, ah. The sun barely peeking. Why is Gregor up? He just looks around. He looks outside, sees the fucking chicken.
Giant food.
He's
so
just gonna yell at the top of
it's
his
Bucket
lungs.
Chicken now, is it? There's the two of them.
He's gonna yell at the top of his lungs, "It's a big pergonk!" And then he's gonna launch himself out the window to land on it and punch it.
Through the glass.
Yeah, through the glass. Through the glass, through the wall, everything.
Yes.
He lands himself.
Well, remember what happened? He got into a fight with a door.
Yep.
The last
So
time he broke
here's-
that piece of the house.
Here's Butters climbing his way out the window, and then suddenly, giant food, and like fucking yeets himself through the wall.
I do. So what do I gotta roll for that?
All right. Well, since you're a mostly strength-based character, go ahead and roll athletics to basically beat the hell out of the either wall or window, your choice. And then
Wait,
I
man.
get to roll shit.
Yeah, make the wall
face
roll
back
an
to the wall.
opposed check, an opposed athletics check.
23.
I mean, I did have the door bitch slap him right fucking back.
I got a 23.
Okay, so
You
again,
can have the front door of the building come up and hit him for breaking the wall.
goes out of its way to attack him.
Unhinges itself.
Yes.
Just
Goes smack and then goes and hinges itself back again.
At this point, I've got to canonize the fact that this inn is a gift from Shea Gorath himself. Because that sounds like something he'd enchant an entire house to do.
Yes.
Alright, so
Alright.
23. And did you go out the window or go out the wall?
Yes.
So both. Got it.
He is a large man. I don't know how big this window is, but if it's a standardized window in medieval times, it's maybe 4 foot by 4 foot.
Okay, so as you as you fall to the ground, you are stabbed with a bunch of shards of glass
He's been
that
stabbed
fell
before.
that fell down with you. Take about 8 points of piercing damage.
I've hurt myself before the game even starts.
And on top of that, this is technically a free fall for Gregor, so 1, 2.
Wait, I got temporary hit points still.
Yep. And that's 5 points of falling damage.
So I'm at 0 temporary hit points.
Yep.
2, and you said 7
8.
fall damage?
Oh, no. For the fall
That was
damage,
5.
that was 5.
Okay, there we go. So I land on the chicken. That was the whole point, was to yeet myself through the window and wall to punch the chicken.
Oh, you do land on the chicken. However, the chicken's got you.
It's the
got
chicken
me.
from Family Guy.
The chicken got you.
Get me through this. Get me through
Turns
this
out it's actually
invisible
Shea
wall.
Gorath.
He's like, give me through this invisible wall.
I will fight chicken. I don't give a shit. He wants chicken for dinner or breakfast.
But basically, as he went to go punch it, the chicken opened its maw, and Butters, are you paying attention to this? Because I want to describe this.
Like a fucking train wreck. Yes, it's like I'm just out of the way. What the fuck?
Just here's glass shattering. Here's this man holler like he's fucking Tarzan. Alright, so the chicken opens its beak, and instead of seeing, what you'd normally see on a chicken, it's got razor-like teeth.
Awesome.
And it bit directly into Gregor's hand.
Can I punch it in the eye with my free hand?
Go ahead.
I'm telling you, this is actually a razor-toothed war rooster.
Yes.
Okay. So just my fist, because I'm not using my brass knuckles. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna use my brass knuckles. I'm gonna put on my brass knuckles and just punch it right in the fucking eye.
It likes tenderized chicken, apparently.
22.
22? That'll hit it.
I need my D8.
Ooh.
That is 5 plus 5, 10.
10? Okay.
Just right in the fucking eye. Just poosh. Gregor's like, ah, motherfucker, you try to eat me, I'll eat you.
That's technically what it's technically what the fucking chicken's doing. It heard it wanted to be eaten, so it heard somebody wanted to eat it, so it said, fuck you.
Meanwhile, I get up hearing this commotion, look out the window, go, fuck that shit. Walk downstairs calmly, get breakfast at the bar like a sensible person.
You're like, nope, I'm not dealing with that shit today.
Yet you can't escape for it because all you hear is motherfucker.
Pretty much. I mean, he can, yeah, Lyrel can still hear it, but it's not doing a whole hell of a lot. But yeah, basically, Sam offers Lyrel a drink while this commotion's going on, and Sam's just waving it off as though this would be a regular occurrence for the next couple of whatever.
Foreseeable future.
Yeah, for the next couple of foreseeable futures.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
That's fine.
But Butters makes his way like down the wall to the
Yes.
hatch, I guess, like underneath the window,
Yeah.
and he's just sort of like staring at this commotion happening, like 5-10 feet from him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just gonna be like, "Do you want help?"
Are you asking that to the chicken or to the shirtless man punching the chicken?
He's asking in general, but if the chicken answers, you know.
If the chicken answers him, then perhaps. I love that idea, though. Because to me, the idea is absolutely hysterical and priceless.
I've just thought you could quite easily just use the stat line of Baba Yaga's hut as the stat line for this building.
By the way, if my rangers figure out their puzzle boss for the next week, which they won't, because one of them's too fucking lazy to look it up, but if they figure it out, I'm going to reward them with 2 levels.
Nice.
But I want them to figure it out in character.
Yeah.
It's a Ross!
I don't believe you.
Hiya.
Hi, Os. You didn't miss much. I've literally been stalling with a giant chicken.
A chicken?
A giant chicken.
It's an
Are you
important, it's a minor but important distinction.
Are you hungry?
A little
Funny
bit,
you should
yes.
Say that.
Why do you think we attacked the giant chicken?
Actually, this
would
point,
you
I'd like to
attack
say they attacked the giant chicken. I have nothing to do with it.
It woke up Butters at 5:45 specifically in the morning. I specified the time.
Oh, I would so
Andy,
love.
I would like to point out, by the way, that you specifying the time means absolutely jack shit, because the only time that Butters understands is dark and sun. Okay?
Yep.
There's only two times. It's either sunny or it's not sunny.
Well, the reason I specified the time specifically is because of, well, now that Butters is actually outside, Butters gets to see the sunrise.
Hallelujah for him.
Is that good?
I don't know. It depends entirely on your portrayal of Butters.
Is there anything lore-wise that a Khajiit would particularly care about with the sun, or is this just like a personal thing?
That's just a personal thing.
Okay.
I mean, me personally, I like watching the sunrise. Problem is, because I work during the sunrise, I can never actually enjoy it. unless I'm off that day.
Mhm.
And even then, my ass likes my sleep.
Don't we all? Hello, minions. We have a
Minions?
Stevie too.
Yes, we do.
Yes, minions. Steve.
He said he'd be right back,
Yeah.
because... Yeah, he said he'd be right back, because he was fighting this giant chicken.
He's fighting a giant chicken in real life too.
He might be, from the sounds of that.
That I would like to see.
By the way, fun
apologies.
fact, did y'all know that the giant chicken from Family Guy actually has a name?
I'm back.
I knew it had
Oh,
a name, but I don't know what it is.
Welcome back.
So, am I still currently fighting my life against the chicken?
You're currently fighting against a chicken, yes. But Alex had said he was trying to do something with the chicken.
Butters is going to say, do you want help?
Do you say that in that slight tone as Gregor's yelling at the top of his lungs, motherfucker, as a chicken is currently trying to chew through
Back.
his flesh?
Welcome back.
Yes.
Then
My
no, he
sister
doesn't
called
hear you.
me.
Ah.
Question.
Got an answer?
Who's Ted Burton? Who's Ted Burton? I mean, Ted Birdie, whatever.
Wait, what?
Who's Ted? Who's Ted Birdie?
Ted Birdie.
Yeah,
I
could be spelling. I could be wrong. You know my pronunciation is shit, especially since I'm sick.
Oh, I don't know anybody named Ted Birdie. Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about there. Don't worry about it. At the moment, I'll tell you when the session's over. I promise.
Tell me now.
He's a serial killer.
Because I know that Tara is married, forced married to the guy whose uncle is Ted. Yeah.
Okay, that's mildly concerning for that particular character.
I don't know. I took a request. Hey, do you have a very mentally unstable character who can handle a bunch of serial kills? I'm like, Tara. And I looked the names and I can recognize the names. So he's my Tara's married to the nephew of this guy, and this guy is he brought his whole uncle charade. Let's just say it's very weird, because guess what type of relationship it is, Nendy?
A weird one.
Toxic.
Yeah.
It's a toxic relationship. I just wanted to see what the whole vibe was about. Yeah, Tara's trying to hold it, and if they were girls, he would have ran away a long time ago, but in this case, they're dudes.
Yep. All right.
So
back...
in his... yes.
All right, back to session. Before we get way off track here.
Where's Stevie?
He's back. He's been back for a while.
Stevie,
Anyway,
how are you?
I'm doing all right. Right now, my character's fighting a very large chicken,
About 5 feet tall.
which is hilarious because Gregor's taller than 5 feet, but somehow this bird has his hand in his mouth or his beak.
Yeah, has Gregor's hand in his beak. And he's got, like, razor sharp teeth.
Okay.
So is
I
it my
hereby
turn?
dub. Oh, if he cuts Gregor's hand off, we can rename this chicken the Fenris chicken.
Funnily enough, that was my thought process.
It's a drumstick.
Alrighty. So what happens with the chicken and me?
Oh, like I said, right.
Cluck, bitch.
Yeah. So, give me just a moment here. Yep. I had to re-roll that because that fell off the table. Ooh, damn. What's Gregor's AC?
Give me a second.
18, if memory
18.
says.
18.
Yeah, that's a 19, so... Because it basically just, it lifted Gregor up and slammed him on the ground.
Dwunk, 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 dwunk.
And dealt 10 damage.
Is that a pinch?
That wasn't a pinch. It basically just suplexed him with its face.
I need to start writing down some of these quotes.
Alright, so it does 10 damage to me.
Yes, it did 10 damage to Gregor.
Alrighty, well, my turn now. I'm going to rage as a bonus action.
Okay. I was wondering if you were going to do that or not, or if you had forgotten that you can do that.
No, I remember it. I just haven't found a real reason, good reason to. But now I do.
Because it suplexed you with its face.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is whatever I can grab inside of its throat or mouth, I do. And I'm just going to lift it up with my one arm and then just like punch slam onto the ground, which is basically punch slamming the inside of the chicken's throat.
Roll.
Yeah, uvula.
I get advantage.
Uvula or tongue.
Sweet. Nat 20.
Okay.
That's one dead chicken.
Let's see. So-
Maybe.
It's a giant chicken.
So it's
I've
D8
still,
times 2.
I've still got money on this actually being sheer Gorath in disguise.
I mean,
23 total damage.
23 total damage? Oh yeah, it's still fine.
How
It
much
just
AC
looks-
does this-
It's just really, really pissed.
The answer to your how many hit points does this thing have? The answer is yes.
Alright, so that was my hit.
Meanwhile, Butters is just watching this back and forth, and probably just amused by the fact that Butters woke up to a show.
It's breakfast in the show.
Well, part of the show might actually end up being breakfast. However, yeah,
It will be my breakfast.
Since
Oh,
neither
dear.
Gregor nor the chicken have responded to the "Do you want help?" he's just gonna sort of stand there and watch.
yeah. By the way, Gregor,
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a nat 20.
Cool, just half whatever it is. So I'm raging right now.
Like does psychic damage.
Yeah, so that's 13. And that was halved.
Yep, I'm at 14.
By the way, to describe what it did, it actually sucker punched Gregor. It had gotten up and used its wing, which turned into a fist, and punched him.
I turn to Sam at the bar and just ask, what actually is that thing he's fighting out there?
A pet.
It's KFC.
His name is Sanders.
We have so many.
You know what?
chicken-
Thank you. You just gave it a name. Now it must be a recurring character.
It served in 3 wars.
I would say that means you're not allowed to kill it now, otherwise it can't recur. But given your hit point total right now, I don't think that's going to be much of a problem.
For some reason, every time I'm not raging, he manages to get crap ton of nat 20s on me.
Funny thing is, I've only hit 1 nat 20 on you, and it was while you were raging.
Yeah, this session. Alright, so my turn again?
Yep.
Alright, this time he's just gonna look for a big boulder and just run punch him into the boulder.
Okay, roll. There are plenty of boulders nearby. I don't think so anymore.
25.
25, that'll hit.
Okay, he might be 8 again.
Yep.
12.
12? Okay. You know how this is ending?
How?
Well, Bird is still fine. I mean, it looks like it's lost a couple of teeth. However,
The birds have teeth.
it turned its hand into a fist. And you remember that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy when they did the fucking lineup and Quill started reeling his middle finger up
Yeah.
when they all got arrested? It basically did that before it just disappeared in a pillar of flames.
Where's my breakfast? He's just looking around him. Where'd my breakfast go?
I just love that I just love the fact that I just did that.
He's gonna like oh, where'd Alex go?
Oh, guys.
Ah, move my character for me. It won't
Yep.
let me. I'm basically going in the front door.
Yep. Okay.
Find out where the hell Alex went.
Yep. Asking Alex if he's good. Unless the net crapped out on him, because he said he was home alone today, so who knows. Okay.
Alright.
I herded him. I see that he's on his phone.
Phone.
Yep.
Phone.
Said his PC crashed. He'll be back in a sec.
Alright. Let me take a break for a second.
Yep. I love the fact that Alex is going to come back to Gregor basically shouting and getting very, very mad that his dinner just poofed. Or his breakfast just poofed.
That's quite literally what it did. Oof, gone.
It was also a bird flipping him the bird. It was a bird that flipped him the bird.
I don't think Gregor knows what that means. He
Probably doesn't.
just wanted his breakfast.
Oh, don't forget, the bird is also the word.
What word?
I get the joke. Family Guy. The bird is a word.
Yep.
I know. That's what Gregor would say. What word?
What was the word?
Yeah. You'll come into the bath, see me already sat there with breakfast. I'll just look up at you and say, you know, it's a lot easier this way.
Hold on, I'm waiting for Alex to come back before I start role playing.
I just thought it would be funny to start the session with that.
Really chicken.
And it was. Ah, there he is.
Because I had binge watched a bunch of the giant chicken fights. Fun fact, that giant chicken's name is Ernie.
Anyway, now that Alex is back, Alex, do you say or do anything after the chicken goes poof?
Okay, the last thing I heard was the chicken winding up its middle finger like the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, and then my PC crashed.
Yeah, he disappeared into a pillar of flames. And then Gregor freaked out and started to run towards the door.
Once it disappears, Gregor Pate just said, "Where'd my breakfast go?"
Okay, so let me get this straight. Gregor starts fighting this giant chicken who can apparently have teeth and make its wings into fists. And the chicken gives Gregor the middle finger and then disappears in a pillar of flame.
Yes.
And then Gregor runs towards the front door.
Yes, that is exactly what happened.
Butters climbs back up the wall in through his window and pretends he saw nothing.
Like, nope, not dealing with that today.
Okay.
Why, like it's too early in the morning for this shit.
Now that I know what he did, now that I know what he does, I'm going to go in through the front door and be like, my breakfast disappeared.
Yeah, Sam looks... I'm sorry, you're what?
You know, the thing you eat at first light. Well, I thought you were smart.
Yes,
Anyway.
but you haven't ordered your breakfast yet?
That's because I was killing it. And it disappeared in flame. It went poof.
Ah, I see you met the pet.
What's that?
Oh, it's a pet. It was a pet that I was charged with babysitting last night when you guys went to retire to your rooms. Pet sitting. That particular thing, if what you were just fighting was a 5-foot-tall chicken.
It was a big boy.
Okay, yes. So the big Boyd is actually from the Shivering Isles.
Gregor's just gonna blink, not understanding what the hell that is.
It's from one of the planes of Oblivion. It's from a hell.
Ah. He's just gonna walk over all bloodied up with glass sticking out of him. Food, please. Too much explanation.
Yep. So he basically, and just because I'm a dick, he basically feeds Gregor a large plate of eggs and chicken.
Gregor's okay with this and starts to eat.
Mainly just because I wanted to be a dick.
So I'll get that bird next time.
I'm certain I don't have enough booze for this.
Yeah, meanwhile, speaking of booze, Doolabul Lars actually comes down and and just demands that Sam give her a full-on barrel of ale. Not a cup, a barrel.
Oh God, it's Kara from Fairy Tale.
Pretty much. By the way, Minty can wake up anytime she wishes to.
Minty would have waken up by now to the sound of fighting giant chicken.
Yes, to the sound of a giant chicken getting beat.
Well, she would have had her eyes closed, so she's repairing, doing her normal stretches as a cat.
Mm.
The sigh makes a noise because she didn't have a pillow or a friend to sleep with.
Yep.
And the first thing I'm sorry she's gonna do is walk downstairs naked.
Really?
Because she's a cat. Because she's a cat.
Because she's a cat.
Did you take off your clothes when you went to bed?
Yes, sir.
Is the character a male or female?
Female.
Female.
Okay, female Khajiit. Gotcha.
Yes. I believe I said this last session. But then again, Minty was quote-unquote sick last session.
Yes, Minty had tuberculosis. And still has tuberculosis.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah. So basically, Minty walks down, sees at least three of the party.
Her eyes closed.
Okay.
She just sniffs. Okay,
so she's just sniffing. She smells food and alcohol, as well as blood.
Yeah, Gregor's bleeding all over the place. His hand, his chest, his back. And he's just eating like he's just eating like there isn't a care in the world either. Like it doesn't even bother him. But
opens one eye. Yes?
No, for the do I have to roll anything to notice a naked Khajiit woman?
Well, considering you are more focused on the fact that you are more or less focused on your food and irritated that your other food had gotten away from you after actually fighting you and putting up a decent fight. I'd say you would actually have to roll, and you'd be rolling with disadvantage because you did use a considerable amount of energy just to fight the giant chicken.
Okay.
What is Gregor gonna do? Say, ooh, boobies!
Well, my lowest was a 15.
Uh-huh.
Plus 3 is 18.
Hey, you kind of glance over for like a split sec and go back to your food.
Oh, no. I don't even know if I see her, because that's not what he'd do.
You see a cat.
I see a naked cat woman. That is what I see.
Yes.
Basically, Gregor's just eating, and he just noticed someone walking to the room, and he'll just glance over real quick, go back to his food real quick, and then stop eating and just turn and just direct stare right at her as he's grinning like an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Meanwhile, as she is walking by, his view gets blocked by the giant, comically large barrel of ale that the orc lady from yesterday is drinking.
Oh! Because it's the orc lady, so I'm not really going to do anything to, like, hurt her. My first reaction would be to pick up the person and the barrel and chuck them out of my way.
Yep, but it's the orc lady that actually slapped you yesterday.
So instead, I'm just going to lean as far as I can to keep looking at naked cat lady until whatever happens.
Yep. I don't know how far cat lady is going, otherwise I'd be moving their token right now.
She's going out the door. She's doing stretches. Very flexible stretches. Because she was going to go trading.
Yeah. Thought so. Alright. Well, anyway, as Gregor actually leans back, he does actually at some point fall over.
Yeah.
Because I kind of basically just imagine that one scene from Scary Movie 3 where Charlie Sheen's character keeps leaning back while taking a leak because every 30 seconds he keeps hearing a scream. And each scream, he leans back a little further and further until he finally falls.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You're fine.
That's basically what Gregor does. He just wants to take a look at the naked cat lady.
All right. But yeah, that's basically how the day has started.
Yeah, one party member already nearly dead and bloody. Just a normal Tuesday for Gregor.
Yep, just a normal Tuesday for Gregor.
He has no one to blame but himself.
He blames no one, especially himself.
It's not his fault, it was the chicken for being tauntingly delicious looking.
It was a big chicken. What else was he supposed to? He woke up hungry and he saw big food. What would you have done in the situation?
Gone downstairs and
Fight
food.
Fight the chicken.
Then you are terribly boring if your answer was just go downstairs.
I would have said, the hunting has begun. I must fight the chicken.
I don't know. It took a damn near 8-foot barbarian to take it down.
And he even struggled with it.
By this point in time, Butters has made his way back into the window, back into his room, closed the window politely, and then gone downstairs. So, I
got you.
There we go.
We can't actually control our characters yet. Oh, there we go. Now I can.
All right, so yeah, he's gonna go up to the counter. He's like, "Is breakfast still free?"
Yes.
This one would like breakfast.
All right. Yeah. Butters is basically just fed horker meat. Specifically horker meat. No other meat.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Is it edible?
It is food, yes.
Yeah, that'll do.
It is food, yes. It is edible.
Is it fighting back?
Is it alive? Is it still alive?
One already dead food. What fun is that? Kill it yourself.
Oh, yeah. By the way, for shits and giggles, Gregor notices, partially out of the corner of his eye, a bull scooting across the bar area.
Bowl?
It's just a bull.
Alright, okay, so Gregor will get back up because he can no longer see naked cat lady.
Yep.
He's like, aw. Turns around, starts to eat again. All of a sudden, bull just slightly moves.
Yeah, it's basically just...
First time he just looks at it, doesn't pay no mind. Second time he does it, he looks a little harder, goes back to eating. Third time, he's just gonna hover right over it and put his eye right over the bowl.
You see, it looks like soup.
Make an intimidation check.
It looks like soup.
Who, Gregor?
You're trying to intimidate the bowl or the soup?
Yes.
I mean, if you want to, go ahead.
Wow. 19 plus 5. He's just gonna hover over the bowl of soup, staring at it with one eye and just...
So, you see a black tentacle start to rise out of the soup, and then it just slowly puts the tentacle down and starts scooting closer to Butters. And then when it gets to Butters, it slaps him. It slaps Butters.
So Butters is just sitting there eating some horker meat, and this bowl of food just like slowly sidles up to him, and like the bowl slaps him or the soup slaps him.
The tentacle rising out of the soup slaps him.
Yeah, the tentacle rising out of the soup slaps him.
Do I get to like notice or dodge this tentacle?
Good question, because Gregor would be following the bowl of soup, just staring at it.
And that's pretty noticeable too.
Oh yeah. 7-foot man just staring at this bowl of soup. Definitely noticeable.
Okay, so do I get like any kind of anything?
You do notice it coming towards you. And you see Gregor following this bowl. How do you react to this bowl and this nearly 8-foot tall man approaching you? While just staring down this bowl.
Okay, am I like, let me zoom in. Am I right here at the end of the table? Is that
next to the orc lady.
Okay.
Who is drinking alcohol.
Right. And the soup is going this way along the okay, so he's gonna like stare at Gregor, look down at the soup, at Gregor, look down at the soup. The soup moves. He's gonna look back up at Gregor, look back down at the soup, take his bowl, his plate of horker meat, and like he's gonna like start to slide to the side. Notice that there's a giant orc lady, and he's just like get off the seat and like move around to the other side, like over here, with his chair, and just like watch it some more and see what happens. Let's see if it gets any closer.
Bitch slaps him.
All right, give me a minute. I gotta roll something.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh lordy, that always sounds like a good thing.
All right, so the tendril raises as it approaches both the orc lady and Butters. It goes to slap Miss Lars.
It tries to slap the orc lady?
It tries to slap the orc lady, but before Gregor can react, because I know that's the immediate thought process of Gregor.
Yeah, he's gonna bite the extending tentacle.
Oh no.
That is exactly what I'd have done if it had gone for me.
She slams the barrels down on the bar so hard it explodes. And then bites as hard as she can on the tentacle.
Gregor's like, ha 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 ha, just laughing.
And now for the splash radius.
Thank God I'm not here.
Yeah, you're outside.
I'm training.
That so reminds me of the Dragon Ball Z abridged. Careful, you're in the splash zone.
That's not DBZ abridged, that's Sword Art Online abridged.
No, that's Dragon Ball Z abridged. It was specifically after Gohan turned Super Saiyan 2.
It was, yes.
Put on your ponchos. Put on your ponchos. You're in the splash zone. What does he mean by that?
Anywho.
And then he punches Cell and makes him spit out 18.
Yep.
And splash.
Guys, I think he wasn't talking about the splash zone.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yep. So, where are my draw shit?
I'm so glad I'm outside doing some actual work while you monkeys' uncles do something.
Yeah, eating, drinking.
Having fun.
Getting soaked in booze.
Getting slapped by a tentacle by calamari.
I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want to be soaked in booze next to a orc lady? That's just awesome.
If I was still naked and I just cleaned my fur, no thank you, sir.
Well, hilarious enough, you're technically with a whoremonger in the party. That's Gregor. He literally lives for 3 things: beer, meat, and broads.
Uh-huh. Nice.
And then, in reaction to the tentacle, she basically slurps it up like it's a noodle.
Oh.
Okay.
Now I'm confused and slightly aroused.
Okay. I heard I'm slightly confused and aroused in one sentence.
No, I am confused and slightly aroused.
I'm going to
Aroused
assume
either
that was
way.
I'm going to assume that was Gregor talking.
Yes, I'm using a line from Vox Machina.
Okay.
Ah,
It's being added to my list of silly quotes for the night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I used as a reference to make this character both Grog and, hilarious enough, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy.
ooh.
Which is funny because I actually kind of have an interesting idea for a arc for Gregor, which will be fun when we get to that.
Yeah, he says that line out loud. Do with that what you will.
Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. So, since you did say that Gregor said that out loud, correct?
Yes.
I just wanted to affirm this.
Is the orc going to start hitting on him?
Yes, actually. So I'm mentally preparing myself for this.
Okay, we don't actually have to roleplay that out, okay?
Oh no.
Should.
In the words of the spy from Team Fortress 2, seduce me.
Yeah.
All right. So, as those words leave Gregor's mouth, her head slowly turns. She looks him up and down. And she does the following. She basically, reaches her hand out, tilts his head up slightly, goes, who knows, if this mission goes all well, I could add you to my list of concubines.
A concubine!
Hold on. Does Gregor know what that means?
I don't know.
I'm gonna roll. What can I roll to see if I know what that means?
That'd be intelligence.
A straight intelligence? Okay.
That'd be a straight intelligence.
That's my lowest roll ever.
What?
A 9. Intelligence modifier of 1 and a 9 make it a 10.
Gregor has absolutely no idea what the hell a concubine is, but the way she phrased it made him excited for it.
He's gonna
Must be food.
He's like, all right. he holds up his arms as he says, all right, let's do it.
Are you also taking cues from young Goku in thinking that everything is a form of food?
No.
No.
The way I play Gregor is he's just uneducated stupid, not just stupid.
The difference.
Goku from a bridge is stupid.
No, that's canon Goku.
That's
Yes.
That's canon Goku. Fucking
Stupid, stupid.
Chi got mad at him because Goku had promised her that she'd make him, or he'd make her his bride, which he thought a bride was something that you eat.
Which is
He
why
thought it
everyone
was a
in
type
Dragon
of
Ball Z
food.
is named after a kind of food.
Interesting. But anyway,
Mhm.
that's what Gregor does.
Kakarot is a carrot.
He just lifts up his arms really wide and says, "Let's do it."
Alright, anywho, we do need to eventually start traveling, but you clearly need a shower. Or a bath.
He's
Not
gonna
a
click.
bath. Not a bath.
You mean with the water?
Yes, that.
And soap.
All right. Gregor's just gonna walk right out through the door. He's gonna find himself a spring or something to do that in, because he knows what that is.
Okay, yep.
And because I kept on seeing Rose's character just go randomly around the fucking building, I'm guessing she's running.
Yes.
Running, doing stretches and shit, all that
Babe
shit.
Watch running. He's doing the Babe Watch run.
So basically, Gregor, again, hold on, before he gets outside, is just going to look at the door and kick it open once more.
Alright, give me a minute.
Yes.
Intelligent door. Do you need the stat line of a mimic?
Who says that the building isn't already a mimic?
Yeah, he's gonna look at the door.
A mimic's stat line isn't powerful enough to be a building. It's only CR4.
I am God.
He can make a mimic into whatever he wants.
Yep. Ooh.
Come on, because we've all seen what the fuck's that movie called? Haunted House or something like that, where the house is alive.
Monster
The
House.
dancing hut.
Monster
Yes,
House,
it's
yes.
yeah. The dancing hut of Baba Yaga would also work. That
What do
is-
I got to do? Just athletics, strength, what?
Strength, I guess, since you just want to kick the door.
$21.
Yeah, you kick it open alright.
Like this, boom.
And then as you start to walk through, it smacks you directly in the head.
This time he will take out his fucking axe and start hacking at the damn thing.
I love that this is basically just going to be a recurring fucking gag.
Yeah, he's just gonna swing sideways at the center of the door with his axe, using two hands.
Yeah, that's fine. It basically, like, slowly opens for you. Like,
That's what I thought. And then he steps out.
and then as the door actually shuts, you can actually hear what sounds to be words from the squeaking hinges.
What do the words say?
Fuck you.
He's literally going to embed his axe in the door. Ah!
Oh,
Take this motherfucker! And he's just basically trying to cut the door in half.
roll to hit, and if you miss, it's because the door swings open just as you're swinging your axe, and you face plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Go right ahead.
That's 25. Good sir.
Okay, give me a minute.
And I can actually use this D10.
Yeah, that does hit the door, but in the retaliation, well, not in the retaliation, but in the same process, the door swings back open on the other side and hits Miss Lars.
And hit him in.
Done.
Why are you following me?
The mission is you guys are eventually going to a bathhouse for reconnaissance.
She said I need to take a bath first, so I was leaving to go find a stream or something to bathe in. I can't believe she's actually following me.
Oh no, she's not following you specifically. She's following her own thing. It just happens that she's also exiting the building roughly at the same time.
No, well, that sucks.
Yep.
You effed, boy.
That's okay. He doesn't mind being tossed around by her. Do I see this?
I was mid-sip, you jackass.
Andy, what happened?
Ow.
I said something funny at the right time.
Ow. And I had to quickly tilt my head up so I didn't spit out that shit.
Please
Anyway.
don't kill our DM until
Please,
he's
Andy.
halfway through the campaign.
Not trying to. So anyway, does Gregor notice?
Gregor basically does see a bit of green as the axe passes by. However, she manages to catch it.
The axe?
The axe.
So all of a sudden, full force Gregor just swings the axe at the door that keeps fucking with them, and she just catches the damn thing.
She catches the axe. The door still hits her in the face, but she manages to grab a hold of the axe.
He's just gonna stare at her like.
I just imagine, like, door.
He's just gonna look at her, blinking like, "You are so hot."
And she basically walks through the door and she goes, I believe this is yours.
Yeah.
She fucking lobs it to him. And then walks past him.
Yeah. So he's too entranced by the orc woman right now. To care about the fucking door.
Yes.
Please, look.
Steve don't care about puny naked Catwoman. He's more interested in super strong orc lady. So, yeah.
He just wants someone whose pelvis won't break.
Well, to be fair.
That's awesome. That's awesome, bro.
I mean, to be fair, yeah. I mean, his might from the way I've statted Miss Lars, honestly.
That was fucking
My snoo.
One basically is the. No, I'm not going to say this on live stream or about Rose's character, so I'm not going to say it. So I'm going to stop myself right there.
Mm.
Andy, look.
Look at what?
Andy. Your pins.
Oh, you
That's what
fun.
she's running.
Give me a minute. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Gregor still remembers that he's taking a shout. That the orc lady said he needs to take a bath. So
Yes.
he's just gonna go follow her for a bit until she says go that way. And then he'll just go the opposite way to go bathe.
Oh no, the hilarity of this is if he is actually following her, he wound up following her into a city.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
And this city is basically more. There's a lot more orcs. Some not Gregor's type. Some of them are Gregor's type. Some of them are just fellow dudes. All that all that good shit. And
Wait, what do you think Gregor's type is?
Don't worry about it.
Because I guarantee you, Gregor doesn't technically have a type.
Somebody that can bench press him as well as he can bench press them.
Oh, he thinks that. Oh, trust me, he likes that, but he likes women in general.
His type is yes.
His type is
yes, woman.
His type is XX chromosome.
You like missing. It is.
It's just right now he's entranced by the orc woman.
And basically, she walks into what looks to be a small mansion, or at least that's how the building is designed. And there's a reason why I'm actually describing it and not just sending the map, sending it over to the map.
All right. Well, right now Gregor's just following her. Maybe we should get back to the other players.
Yeah. So, all right. After a while, it should be almost time for Minty to go back inside and eat and shit.
And possibly get dressed.
And possibly get dressed in their kipao.
Unless Minty doesn't care to be clothed or not.
I'm now making a nudist NPC.
Eat first.
Eat
Food
first.
important.
Food is very important, especially for somebody like Minty.
Yeah. Why are you guys worrying about a cat? You see cats every day. And they're naked.
I mean, to be fair, they're not normally humanoid cat girls, so that's probably one of the reasons they're concerned.
You think she knows that? You know what type of character she is, Natty.
I know what type of character she is. I helped you build her.
Yes. She's Deku. But also Goku.
Yep.
So you're someone who likes to fight, but at the same time is scared to fight.
No. The Deku part is closer to the hero worship that Deku has for All Might.
Yes.
Alright.
I mean, if she met Gregor, she want to demand for pets.
But she was already hell-bent on going outside to fucking train herself.
Well, I never said hello to Gregor, so I don't even know who he is.
Yep.
I just know there's a tall man.
Who was staring at
free
you
time.
for a brief moment. Of course, did she?
Yeah, she was too
staring
busy.
at her?
No, she said she
know
had
who
her
it is.
eyes closed. She was just using her nose to sniff around.
Yeah, sleepwalking.
It was like that you get up in the middle of the night kind of thing, and just like you're not 100% awake, but you're aware enough of your surroundings to walk around in the dark.
Minty would like the biggest meat you have, please.
Okay. By the way, quick question. Did Minty go back in and get dressed before coming down to eat? Or is she, just...
No, she's naked.
Okay.
No, she's naked.
So a naked cat lady goes up to a bar and says, "I want some big meat."
Alex, get your mind out of the gutter.
I would think the same exact fucking thing, and so would you.
I was asking an innocent question to make sure I was understanding the current situation.
That
You're the
is
one
the
that
current...
pointed the gun.
That is the current situation. So...
Just added
Question:
that to
Does
my
your
list of quotes.
character's cat? Does your male cat character have any testosterone?
What's he gonna do, Humphrey?
Well, here's a fun thing. She just said that to the Daedric Prince of Debauchery.
Beautiful.
What, is he gonna serve me Gregor on the sewer platter?
No. Basically, as soon as those words come out of her mouth, he practically cackles. Like, full-on, almost Joker-like cackles.
Oh, God.
And, like, I don't mean the stupid Jared Leto Joker-like cackle. I mean Mark Hamill Joker laugh.
The real Joker.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's Joker laugh. Pretty much.
I'm not doing it.
And then, basically, he goes back and tells his chef to get them the biggest platter of meat that they can actually make, because that is exactly what she just ordered.
Okay, well, that happens. I rest my boobs on the counter.
Okay.
And Tail's going swish, 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 swish.
All right.
This is where I am where my mind cannot help but wonder if there is somewhere in the Elder Scrolls universe where an animal penis is some kind of delicacy, and a plate full of them is going to be brought out.
Well, it is now.
We're all going to hell, and it's going to be fun. All right. So basically,
I got invited to join this game, and as they say, when in Rome.
yeah. All right. So basically, what comes out is a long silver platter. It takes up majority of the bar, and is carried out by 7 people. Because that's how heavy the plate is with the food that's on it.
Can I take it from them?
Give me a minute to check your stats, because you might not be able to actually pick it up.
No, okay, Andy, the important thing is she wants to take it from them. Let her try and see what happens. Doesn't matter if she can or not.
Yeah, I want to end up dropping it on people.
All right.
Yeah, I want to end up dropping it on people.
Okay. Well, you can try.
And then you have to do it for me. The lights went off.
I noticed.
So unless you want, I don't know, my soul to somehow make my computer come to life.
What?
Unfortunately, the tech gods no longer accept souls.
That's... Yeah, that is a nat 1.
Oops, I fall. Bye.
Oh no! You're not getting out of this unscathed.
No, I'm just saying. I'm ready for whatever comes. I did ask to do it.
I would like to say that Butters has already been splashed with alcohol without being given a saving throw, which I thought was unfair. So at this point, he has already seen a large plate of food and left.
He's like, no.
I'm gonna go stand in the doorway, and then I would stand on the other side of the doorway, but I can't get through the door.
It's like no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hide out of the splash zone. Door refuses to open. I'll hide behind the table. Table moves out of the way. Oh God, why?
You know what's really funny is Sam would actually be the kind to do that just for his own amusement.
Yeah, I know.
What happens, Sandy? What happens?
All right. So, give me a moment. I've still got to roll the D100 for it to see how bad or good it can be.
You try and pick it up, it crushes you, and then
you die.
Lands on the ground with a splat, and all of the sauce covers you.
Oh no, I am naked and covered in sauce.
Guys, it's a plate of food. It's not a freaking not
It's a plate
sticky
of
weapon.
long, thick meat, and you're covered in sauce, and you're
The
naked.
the long part is the platter.
Oh, okay. That was a nat 1 on the D100.
Does that mean you have
That
to
doesn't
roll
make
How is
sense.
that mathematically possible?
There's a 1
Wait,
in
I'm
100 chance,
confused.
funnily enough.
So what happens? Wait, Nandy, what happens? So the plate of food just slides off me?
No. You pick it up, or at least you try to pick it up. But the way you go about it is you wound up demanding pets for the people in the center, and then you went to go catch it. So you had your hands over your head and struggling under the weight of it to the point where you basically drop to one knee and then try to jump back up to actually get your
Ooh, Nandy, Hercules. Tony tried to stop the pillar.
pretty much. However, it's not as successful, but it is just as destructive. So basically, what winds up happening is you wind up knocking out 2 of the patrons, like knocking them full on unconscious. You have, like, this entire row over here.
I can't see anything.
Right. I realized that as soon as the words came out of my mouth. Can somebody stream for her so she can see shit? Preferably someone who's not the DM.
I'll give it
Give me
the
a second.
go. Oh, okay. Steve doesn't.
Second God. Ooh.
This entire area is now covered in both meat and sauce.
Awesome. And Gregor's missing it.
Starts diving in the food. Boobs and all. Food. I don't care. I didn't get hurt, so I'm happy.
Well, the thing is, it was also piping hot, so you do take some damage.
I have fur.
Yes, but you can still sweat your ass off in the heat.
Hey, I have a question,
Okay.
Rose. Have you ever poured boiling water on a cat?
No. But
And
hot
why
water
have you
splashed my...
not done that?
Sir, I had steam burst in my face.
Right.
Along
So
with
would
egg.
you, if you had the chance, pour boiling water onto a cat?
No, of course not.
Why not?
That's cruel.
Because that would be mean.
But you just said that a cat can't get burned by something hot because they have fur.
That's not factual.
I'm just pointing out the logical fallacy here.
I have cats my whole life. You can burn fur and skin.
I know that. Does Rose know that?
Rose, you can burn a cat with boiling water.
Okay, now
I wouldn't
Constitution
do that.
saving throw.
I wouldn't do that to the poor cat.
Glad that you wouldn't hurt the cat. That makes me happy.
Okay.
Of course.
She had lost 8 points of health due to, the piping hot bullshit.
Mhm.
Yes, I know that it should be more, but remember, this is D&D. And dice rolls dictate a lot of things.
Oh, how did I get a nat 1 for this and a nat 1 for apparently 100 roll?
because he uses his nat 20s on me and a chicken.
Me and the chicken.
I only had the one nat 20.
David still stands.
Okay.
Use
Anyway,
nat 20 on
Mindy.
me and a chicken.
Yes.
Nanny! Also, I found my dice.
You found your dice?
I forgot about it.
All right.
Uh,
Meat everywhere. Cat stupidly dives into piping hot meat.
yes.
What next?
She's eating. She's eating. Nom, 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 nom. Food. Even though she gets hurt and it's like, ow, 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 but she's like, nom, 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 ow, 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 nom, 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 ow, ow, ow.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Indeed.
But anyway, yeah. So Sam eventually fixes everything with the snap of his fingers. He basically let all of that play out because he wanted to be amused.
Bless you.
By the way, Butters was perfectly fine and out of the splash zone.
Excellent.
But now Butters has trapped himself between a rock and a hard place.
Wait a minute, wasn't the orc near me? Why did she move?
Oh no, the orc left with Gregor when you came back inside.
Not that orc. Other orc.
What orc? I didn't.
I forget.
British Andy.
British Andy, yeah.
Oh,
I'm not. I am
yes.
not an orc.
He's not an orc. Wood elf.
Sorry.
She is stuck.
Yeah, what about the wood elf? Wood elf was near me.
I
Wood elf
left.
move away.
She left to stay out of the splash zone.
I did, and I was perfectly out of the splash zone. In fact,
Like, beautifully out of the splash zone.
Okay, well, I'm enjoying my food. Nom, 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 nom. Ow. Nom, 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 nom. Ow.
But, yeah, alright.
Mm.
So that happened. And Sam basically hollers out to Lyra because they just realized the other responsible one is probably asleep/sick.
Mhm.
And it's like, so are you guys going to check out that city that Miss Lars wanted you guys to see? And
yeah. I figured I'd.
recon?
I figured I'd wait and see if anyone that's supposed to be doing that dies while having breakfast, and then go.
Well, apparently we almost lost one person because he decided to fight Ernie.
Ernie Sanders.
Ernie Sanders.
And KFC. Wait, isn't that Sesame Street?
Sesame Street was Big Bird.
No, I'm laughing. I'm laughing at the name we just unintentionally created.
I'm just sitting here staring at you in both awe and regret.
I'm cleaning myself at the moment now. Because I'm saucy.
Yes, you are.
You are currently delicious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Butters is gonna be like going up to the going up to Sam cautiously. There's so much bullshit.
Can I hug him? Can I hug him? Please.
You can do literally whatever you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, just you also gotta let him. I figured you gotta let him react too if he sees this shit. But
The swole's covered because she tries to leap at me and hug me.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
not just a sauce-covered Khajiit. The sauce-covered naked female Khajiit.
I've seen enough people with no clothes in the streets. I'm not concerned by that. I'm more concerned by crazy sauce-covered persons. He will literally climb the fucking wall to get away from this shit.
Nope.
He's gonna like leap up on the counter, up on these barrels, up into the walls, get into the fucking rafters in the ceiling, and be like, "The fuck is wrong with everyone?"
He's like, I'm not coming down.
Can I just glance over at Sam with a look of complete bewilderment on my face and say, "Can you use your magic to just get rid of all of that sauce and gesture at her, so that we can actually go and do this?"
Yeah, I would, but there's no fun in that. However, it's probably for the best.
This one would like to leave, so whatever plan we have, let's go do that.
Okay.
We have a plan. we need everyone to
So,
actually, yeah,
Gregor's
we need
already
everyone to
doing
be on
the plan
doing the
without
same
being
thing.
Gregor's already doing the plan without being notified of the plan.
yeah.
No, you were off trying to ruin all.
Trying, but he's still heading to where we're supposed to be going.
Yep.
True. Technically, this is true. Yes.
Which is hilarious because now I just kind of feel like Captain Cold from fucking Legends of Tomorrow. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Gregor's already 3 steps ahead of all of you.
No shit. He doesn't even know the plan, he's just in the area. And Minty was asleep the previous day, so she never got to actually meet them, so she's completely and blissfully unaware of the plan. All she knows is a god that basically told her to help out people throughout basically time and space, and that god could make her even closer to the Dragonborn.
Yes.
Take you on a journey
Saucy
through
kid.
time and space. The world of the mighty Boosh.
But anywho, yeah, Sam snaps his fingers. The sauce, like, just evaporates from Minty, and now she's got her kipao on.
My breakfast.
Forcibly dressed. And then on top of that, since Minty's going to complain about her breakfast, Sam actually manages to quickly dice up her breakfast and put it in a doggy bag.
Oh, thank you. Hey,
Or I
it's
should
cat
say a
bag.
kitty.
I'm not a
I should
dog.
say a kitty bag.
Yeah, I'm not a dog.
Meanwhile, Butters disappears.
Up the
No,
wall.
he went meow to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just look up and say, "Source is gone. We can leave now."
I did not mean to roll that. I meant to roll this.
I mean,
I can't see.
Butters is still gone.
That is a big bonus.
Yes, it is.
And it's only gonna get bigger.
Yep. But anywho, yeah. Butters has completely disappeared.
Then I'll glance up at where Butters last was and say, "The source is gone. We can leave now."
No sound.
Butters will decide whether we can leave when it's safe.
I'm gonna go to the door and open it.
Well, the thing is, Butters, you are currently, well, when you pop back into existence, you are currently like 10 feet above a bath.
Why
Cats
is
don't
there a
like
bath in the
laughing.
rafters? Or did I, like, get teleported to a different room?
You got teleported to a different place in its entirety.
Okay, so as far as Butters is concerned, he gets approached at high speed by a sauce-covered cat,
Yes.
bounds up into the rafters of the inn, and hides.
Yep.
And when he peeks his head out over the rafters, he's not in the bar anymore, he's in a bathhouse.
Yes.
He's gonna, like, slowly go back into the rafters undercover and just, like, contemplate this for a little bit. Then he's gonna, like, peek out again, double check, go back. He's just, like, count on his fingers, kind of like, I was there, then I was there. This isn't there.
I don't know where here is.
I don't know where.
Can somebody move my token so I can hug the wood elf?
I mean, Sam
You
was
don't
going to
go
tell.
around the fucking wall.
I was going to tell you that Sam was going to inform you to follow the Wood Elf as they are a member of the traveling troupe that you guys have.
I know, and I know her. I met her. That's why I want to hug her.
That's
Okay,
true. You did
so-
meet her.
Yeah,
since I'm in the
Thank you.
bathhouse, or I mean a bathhouse, is this the kind of like open plan, big baths, bunch of naked dudes sitting in the shallow water and shit?
Pretty much.
Dude,
All right. So, wait, is it dudes, is it girls, or is it mixed?
The one you were in is currently mixed.
Okay, so I'm gonna look
Alright.
for anyone matching a vague description of. Hold on, I had it written down somewhere.
I don't believe that
Wow,
you had
that's
it written down
incredibly
somewhere.
vague. No, yeah, an orc that wears a robe. Of course, he won't be wearing a robe in the bathhouse since he's coming in or leaving, but he is covered in scars,
Yes.
fresh wounds usually.
Yep.
So I will be looking for a heavily scarred orc.
Yes. So roll perception while I move everybody to the bathhouse. Because I completely forgot to preset your guys' tokens.
Why am I eating this? It's so disgusting.
Why do you eat anything?
Because usually it tastes good.
What are you eating?
Green olives. Ah,
Ugh.
little bear.
they were in the fridge and they were left over, and I can't throw them away.
Why
Okay,
not?
question. So are we all heading to the bathhouse?
Pretty
You don't
much,
throw
yeah.
away food, you eat it.
All right. Well, Gregor would have followed Orc Priestess there.
I know.
You would have. Wait, you would have been in the bathhouse naked with an orc. Before any of us.
Is this a mixed bathhouse?
It can be, yes.
Question: does she allow him to follow her?
Ooh, this is so like One Piece in the manga, where Yamoto is in the bathhouse with Luffy and everybody else. She forgets she's not a woman. I mean, she's not a guy. But Minty's gonna be like, just go with the whole crew, follow everybody.
Alright, so. And yes, to answer the question, Gregor, fuck, what did I name her? Miss Lars.
Lars?
Yeah, Miss Lars would allow Gregor to actually follow her into the bathhouse, into the co-ed bathhouse, or co-ed bathroom area.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
You just
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Ooh la la, sha la la.
Hilarious part is he probably still has pieces of glass just stuck in him. So while he's undressing, he's just gonna, oh, this stuff's still in me. Just pull them out.
Yep. All right. And Butters, you are in this area. That I completely forgot what it was. But just to grab a couple of things. The hell did I just pull to use as a placeholder? Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. There's that. And that one. And... oh. Okay. Yeah, so, you kind of faintly see a robe lying near one of the orcs in the bathhouse, Butters. but you
Okay.
can't really figure out which one one the robe belongs to.
Do I see any orcs?
You see a few.
Are
You-
any of them particularly more scarred than others?
Uh,
Or
you
look like I have fresher wounds?
you do see that they are scarred, but you also notice that the wounds are actually healing.
Okay.
Gregor will notice that once he actually gets in the bath as well.
Grab one of the robes, my robe. See who says, hey, that's mine.
That's actually just as chaotically gremlin-y enough to actually work.
So, remind me what we were told about this orc, other than heavily scarred. We know that they do fighting in another place and then come here.
Oh no. I never said they fought.
What? They go
I
to a place
said
and come out wounded.
I said that they go to a brothel and they come out of it wounded.
Yes. Okay. So, implication
And
of,
Andy,
at the very least, rough sex, if not fighting. And then they come here to this bathhouse, and they.
Rest up.
I remember
pretty much.
you said something about the staff here at the bathhouse not necessarily liking it so much. Am I remembering that right?
I didn't say that they didn't like it. I basically said that the staff are too intimidated by him to actually tell him no.
Right. Okay. So I did remember that there was something. So I would like to go into this bathhouse, and I would like to find some of the staff.
can I follow but they want to go back?
Yeah, you can follow the wood elf. But I'm assuming you were telling me that so I could actually move the token onto the map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So now this is where you guys do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we're here for information gathering, so I'm going to gather information with the staff
Okay.
as a starting point, because we don't know that he's here right now. We're here comparatively early, and as far as we know, he comes here later.
Yep.
Gregor is literally washing himself and smiling at the naked orc lady in front of him.
I am going to. I don't care about this. I just want to clean myself.
You just want to clean yourself?
Yeah, but if I see a free pair of robes, I want to claim it. Unattended robes, mine.
Butters is just going to keep watching to see if anyone comes in or out, anyone claims the robe, anyone looks particularly suspicious, and if he sees any of his quote-unquote companions around the area, so he can keep an eye on them, because apparently they are insanity incarnate.
They are insane. Hey, you thought you were going to be the agent of chaos.
I just want money and a meal and not dying.
To be fair, I have done nothing to actually hurt Butters the entire time.
I'm aware. And I have behaved myself in character.
I know.
I have not.
I know.
I believe there was a deal, Alex, wasn't there, that you should behave yourself for at least a number of sessions.
Yep.
So yeah.
And now he might have to be one of the sane characters just to balance out the party. And I think that's what his mind's going at right now.
Thing is, though, Alex, do you feel like you are capable of such a task?
He's done
Yeah,
it
I'm
before.
capable. I'm capable.
Okay.
It's just not as fun playing the level-headed character. Believe me, most of mine are.
Alright. So we'll start with Lyrel trying to gather information.
Excellent. Are there plenty of staff around?
There's just the two that are in front of you when you walk
Okay, there's
walk
the
in.
staff. Okay. Fair enough. I shall approach them.
Okay. Hi, what can we do for you?
I'm after information about someone who comes here.
Okay, do you have a name?
We do have a name, don't we? We do. Do we know the name of this lieutenant?
No, unfortunately.
Okay,
You
fair
don't
enough, then I'll
you
say
don't have the name, you just have an extremely vague description.
yes. Then I will say no. Unfortunately, not. But I do have a bit of a description of them and a description of some of their activities. And I will go ahead and describe how
Yes.
guard they are, the fact that they come in here wounded.
Oh yes, we know that particular individual.
And am I correct in saying that you'd rather they didn't come here as wounded as they are?
As wounded as they are, or come here at all, more often than not, when they're here, they usually turn one of the baths into a literal bloodbath.
Whoops.
So, if you could help me with some information about them, and maybe more if it works out, I and my companions should be able to stop them ever coming back here.
I see. Well, we can't tell you much. We do know he frequents the brothel across the street fairly regularly. However,
Guys, keep going. I'll be right back.
Yep. However, he also occasionally patrols the area, and in the early hours of the morning, he tends to go on a jog throughout the township.
Do you know anything about the route that he takes?
They look for a minute, and then they're like, "Do you have a map, perchance?"
I believe I do. Yes.
Okay. And
I was
they'll
given the magical map that works very much like the in-game Skyrim map, if I remember rightly.
yes.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I decided to find a
Quest
yeah, I decided to actually canonize the actual in-game maps. With basically when you're using the map, mentally, in order to actually get the right quest marker, mentally you are supposed to think of your objective, and then you get the proper quest marker.
Mm-hmm. So yes, I shall ask them to update my quest log with the location of this guy's runs.
Okay, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Did I miss something, or do we have a magical think about it and you know where to go map?
You didn't miss anything. It's something Lyrel exclusively has.
So it's
yeah.
not. It's. Oh wait, is Lyrel Nandy's character's name?
No, it's
me.
British Andy's.
Yeah, sorry, Andy's character's name. Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. I am the wood elf.
Right. So you have the magical map.
I do.
All right. From now on, your name is Dora. Carry on.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Bonus points to American Andy if you make a magical map that gives a quest marker. The reason why it can do that is it's actually a mimic and it's just waiting for its time to strike.
Well, considering the route that the map constantly makes Dora take, I honestly think the map is a pseudo-villain.
So yeah, I've got this magical map that can change and show things and tell me where to go. Like, how can it do that? It's magic. No, it's just waiting to chew on your fingers.
Well, first you need to go through the village of serial killers. Then travel through the Valley of the Undead.
This map is great. It leads me to all the places I can get XP.
I mean, technically you wouldn't be wrong regardless, but I'm just pointing out how flawed Dora's map is, because half the time it points her to extremely deadly situations for a 5-year-old child to be traveling. Or no, she's not 5, she's like 8.
It's before my time. It's after my time. I do not remember Dora at all.
But the point still stands.
Yes. Yes, I get the concept.
But yeah, so basically they show you this route, which actually spans, like, apparently he runs between 3 separate cities. And the way the route is the route seems to change constantly.
Back, what'd I miss?
Not much.
Not much, besides a small off joke.
Yeah, the Widow of his Dora, the Explorer, has a magic map.
Gotcha.
Okay, will this magical map update itself with the Orc's path if he deviates from the shown?
Yes.
Awesome. That's what I needed to know. And then I will ask, do you know how often he goes for this run?
It's usually once every other day. I mean, we watched him run past today, so he probably won't do it tomorrow.
Okay. If he turns one of the baths into a literal bloodbath every time he's here, would you mind if it happened one more time?
Well, I'd hope you could keep it clean. However, or rather, I hope if you're going to make a mess that you have the wherewithal to clean up after yourselves.
On this map we're seeing now, which rooms actually contain baths? Because there's the small ones next to Gregor and the Orc.
Yes.
Are they like private baths?
Those are technically private baths. The room that I have them currently sitting in is technically a sauna, but they're in a bath right now. I just hadn't moved them over to the actual bath area.
Yep. Okay. Right. Okay. So, plan A is wait until he goes into one of the baths, and we all jump out and shiv him.
Mm-hmm. Caesar
B.
him.
Yeah, exactly. A2, Brutus. Plan B is wait for him to go on one of his long jogs between cities, use the magical map to ambush him, and then shiv him. Plan C is go to the brothel. We have a few female members of the party who could possibly act as or bribe the brothel to let us act as employees and shiv him.
I just love the fact that you're constantly using prison terminology, like you're going to make him your prison bitch.
No, it's going to be far more permanent.
Sorry, Rose. I forgot you were watching my stream. I started reading a manga while you guys are doing your information gathering.
Does Gregor really care that little?
He
What
doesn't
related
care at
information?
all. He's hoping to get lucky right now in the bathtub.
So, from player perspectives, which plan would people like to go for?
I wasn't even paying attention because Gregor isn't, so I don't know what's going on.
Gregor don't
Wait,
even know
is-
what's going on, and the only other person in Lyrel's vicinity is Minty.
Yeah.
Is he strong? Is this person strong?
Who is she talking about?
The current target.
Gotcha.
I have a quick question. In the room that Butters is in right now,
Yes.
none of the other party members have gone in or out of this room, correct?
No.
From this room, could I hear anything going on outside or recognize any voices from outside?
Give me a moment. Let me check your shit.
I mean, I am actively looking out for everyone.
No, I know. You do hear some voices even over the groans from the orcs in the room that you're in.
Okay.
And you do hear Lyrel's voice, but the workers' voices are kind of like muffled.
Right. So I can't make anything out from here. Is it possible to go along the rafters to wait, okay, the door's up here. Right. I don't know what the ceiling is like, but I'm trying my best to stay out of view. I know there's a lot of steam in bathhouses, which is good for stealthing.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'd like to at least get out of the room without being seen. I can go through doors.
Raptor.
Yeah.
I love the
so,
fact that he's fucking stitching it up right now.
Yeah. If it's possible to, since nobody in this room has been suspicious, I can at least go out of the only other. This seems to be the only doorway. So if I keep my eye on this doorway, then I know if anyone's gone in and out that is suspicious.
Mm.
And try to get to a place like still stealth where I can listen in on this conversation.
Okay.
I mean, gather this. I'm here to gather information, so I may as well.
Yeah.
Minty's asking a
Roll
question. Is
anything,
he
or am I
strong?
just climbing along the fucking? Well, I can't spider climb on the roof. But if there's roof beams like there are in most wooden buildings,
Yeah.
then it should be okay.
Anyway, what's Minty's question?
Is he strong?
Well, considering he's meant to be like the left hand of our glorious warlord, and as the worker says that, they roll their eyes. Specifically,
Minty,
when they
would I meet him?
say glorious warlord, they roll their eyes.
Minty would like to meet him.
I mean, I'd like to meet him too. It would be a fairly short meeting, and better for one of us than the other, but still.
Pretty tree lady. Can we go meet him? Can we go meet him now?
If we go meet them now, we may miss a chance.
Also, I have a question. Can't I smell kitty cat?
I mean, you can smell mostly steam in this area. It's mostly steam and lavender.
Oh, very nice smells. Ugh. Anyway, I want to meet him. I would like to meet this gentleman. Where do I find him? Where does he live?
The worker looks to Lyrel and goes, "Is that one okay? Did they hit their head?" As a
Well,
child,
I almost got killed by a pile of meat.
Um, she'll pause for a moment, like as she thinks of an answer, and then will eventually just shrug.
I have no idea if they're okay or not.
Indeed. But the question is kind of valid. Do you know where he lives?
He doesn't stay in the same place. Honestly, from what we've seen, he goes into people's houses and then leaves in the morning.
Oh, question. Do you have any item of his or anything? A towel or something he uses? Or even robes?
All of our towels and robes get cleaned on the regular.
Did he come in today?
He has not shown up yet today.
Stares at the door.
Are there a set number of houses that he stays at? Is it regular or is it random?
It is completely random.
And he uses his status to force people to let him stay in their houses.
He uses his strength to intimidate people into letting him stay in their houses, yes.
Oh, has he visited the bottle?
Yes, he frequents that.
No, did he visit today?
Not at the moment. It's still within the early hours for him. I believe he's still on his jog.
Cat. Oh, pretty lady. Can we go to the bottle? Can we go to the bottle?
If he's on a jog right now, we might be able to find a place to meet up with him before he gets back.
I love the fact that this excitable Khajiit basically just asked a pretty lady to go to the whorehouse with her.
I just gotta make it so what?
I mean, in fairness, my charisma is 10, so I wouldn't necessarily describe her as pretty.
You can be the most beautiful person in the world and still have a charisma of 10 if you're an unlikable cunt.
Yep.
That's true. That's fair. That is fair.
When she's a 10 on the outside but likes to eat your heart for breakfast without telling you.
That is a very valid point. I mean, given I've been given a route that he takes on my magical map, is it showing where he is right now?
No, just the vague path that he's taking.
Okay.
I'm not making it too easy. I ain't that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna ask the attendants how long ago he left.
How long? What?
How long ago before was it when he left for this run today?
Oh, he usually gets up at around about 5 o'clock ish. He should be back in maybe 2-3 hours. That's if he hasn't been summoned by. That's if he hasn't been summoned by Gulaz.
Excellent. This works. This works for us. Thank you very much for your information.
And that is where we are going to leave the session for today.